What's up, everybody, and welcome to Why the Fascination. I'm Mogan Monster. This is Stevie B.
Hey.
Hope everybody's doing well. Great to see everybody. This is getting confused. The phone went off. I'm watching the countdown. Like, what the hell?
We're both
I just lost track of everything. Good to see everybody. Judy, how are you?
That was weird timing.
Yeah. I took a breath to speak, and it shit started going weird.
Yeah, that was.
Hey, Danny, how are you? Jim, what's going on?
Judy Wheeler.
I just want to bust his balls and say just Jim because he's like, oh, it's just Jim. So I said, okay, just Jim. Jeff, what's happening? Hey, Sharon. Grasshopper. Great to see you guys.
Grasshopper.
So what's new?
Sharon. Sorry, I was saying your name and we both spoke at the same
That's
time.
Okay. No worries. So if you're new here, welcome. Good luck.
Right.
I think that's my problem. I didn't say a prayer. I forgot to say a prayer. She's on.
Breeze.
What's up, Breeze?
Hey, good to see you. Tina G. How you doing?
Stevie, you feeling any better?
A teeny bit. Not a whole lot, but I am feeling a little better, so I think the antibiotics are starting to work.
Yeah, they don't work instantly. I wish. Unless you get a shot in the ass. It just clears everything up.
I'm still feeling rough. Still feeling a bit rough, but it's not that agonizing that it was. That unbearable pressure and pain. And thank you for asking.
Yeah, she has been kind of miserable.
Now I'm just to the point where I'm grumpy.
I'm miserable. So yeah, guys, what I do is I put the link in chat, just like that. And anybody wants to come on, hang out, click that link, follow the directions. Save me. I didn't even think of. I don't know. I just come on here so empty-headed. I'm gonna think, and it's like I get here, I'm like, now what?
Well, 2 seconds before the show, well, 30 seconds before the show, I'm laughing, saying, I can't believe I do this shit.
I said, you're regretting it?
Never. I would never regret it. Just bizarre.
Not just the fact that you're doing it.
Yeah. It's bizarre.
I don't force her, I swear. She does it at her own free will.
Yeah, nobody forced me to do it.
And don't tell her she can't do something. Yeah. That goes over like a fart in church.
I take that as a challenge. I've always been that way. You can't tell me I can't do something.
Christy, how are you?
OCST,
what's up?
I will figure it out.
Yeah, I give you a lot of credit. The girl can hold her own.
Thank you, Breeze.
Well, you are a team.
Judy Wheeler. Thank you. I'm scrolling back.
Team? Are we a team?
We are, I think.
Oh. Go team.
Yay.
So what is going on in you guys' world? My world's been boring. Fish aren't biting and, been working.
I've been working all week. Blessed because everything is uneventful right now.
The way it should be.
Yes, absolutely.
Peaceful, tranquil.
Yes.
It's kind of scary. You know, and I don't know.
Try not to think
It's
about
awesome.
it. It is. It really is. As bad as I feel, I have to see that, you know?
Well, apparently Russia. Well, what? Apparently Russia has some nukes they're trying to put into space to end us all. Really?
That's lovely.
I missed that news episode. Figured the Chinese would have done it first.
There's that.
That was cool. Is India is now the fourth country to make it to the moon.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, but they went to the South Pole of the that's where they landed their module, and it had a rover on it. It's pretty cool. They actually found.
I heard it, but I've got to check that out. I haven't looked into it.
They found a lot of stuff, different elements and shit and remnants. I think they found. I don't know if it was water. I don't remember. Like ice or whatever. But they only had like 14 days to do their whole study because their rover wasn't designed to withstand the heat.
Oh.
So as soon as that heat kicked in, like they started to I guess, got in the sun, it died. They couldn't bring it back up afterwards, but they did a lot of good. But what's funny is what it cost them to do that was $75 million.
Jeez.
What it cost us to do that is probably $75 billion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I believe it.
Yeah, it was. I watched a video on it. It was interesting.
Yeah, Blazer says India knows how to get to the moon. USA, we lost the technology.
Well, I mean, China's been there, right?
Yep.
We've been there. Germany. Who was there? No, Russia. Russia's been there.
Yeah.
And now India. So yeah, the fourth country.
My opinion.
And what are we doing? We're just going up and leaving trash all over the moon.
I think we've been there all along.
And it's our new
my opinion.
Space junk heap.
All these space launches that they do out here at Cape Canaveral, they're sending shit out. That's my opinion. There's a lot of rockets.
Well, 2025, there is a scheduled mission to put astronauts back on the moon.
Yes, there is. And they don't talk about it. That's the thing. You'd think it'd be,
Talked about. Yeah, no, it's not.
At all.
It's true.
We had to look into it to find it.
But there's a precedent there. I don't know if it was I think it was going to be the first woman that gets to the moon.
Yeah, I think so. But they're sending all these rockets up there.
I think there's another precedent, but I don't know.
They're sending all these rockets up there and the ISS, but there's launches all the time. And you look at the schedule for April, there's like 6 of them scheduled.
And it can't be all satellites. You know how much shit is circling this Earth right now?
Right.
And they track it all.
We should be able to talk to God by now.
You want to do fucking antenna?
Come on. Sorry.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about satellites.
Well,
I was thinking about all the stuff around it that's floating around. That's just
junk. I'm talking about all the satellites.
This is Russia beat us, but
that's what I was just reading.
Covered that up. Why do you think we share the space station? We couldn't build it.
Jeff said, I lost it now. Pineapple research.
If they find water on the moon, let's fish in it and weed growing around it. I'm volunteering to go live there for a bit.
Right. Right there with you.
They're man-eating fish.
Imagine the size of those fish.
How many eyes they have, and
what color? Glowing.
They have to be kind of heavy because the moon's
Density.
gravity is so lacking.
Because then you're just fishing.
Rex says, "What's up, Rex? We have never. Where is it? There it is. We have never been to the moon, and we will never go to the moon. So they say." Yeah, I don't know.
Blazer says, "My luck, sucker fish."
Hey, a fish is a fish. If it fights, you throw it back and catch it again
Do it
tomorrow.
Again. Yep. Hey, Drake. Good to see you, Rex.
Yeah, I mean, like I fished a little bit today, and the first thing this morning, it was like 8:00, and I have a fishing pole that's just rigged with a little jig on it under a bobber. And I was half asleep, and I cast it out there, and it's like a fucked up cast, so I reel it in, and I had the bobber's like right at the tip of my pole, and then there's 2 feet of leader line to the hook, to the jig. And I just put it into the water in front of me, and bang! When I pull it up, there's a crappie. I'm like, holy shit! Throw that one back, and I put it in again, and it didn't even. The bobber never even got to the water, and it was bang! And I'm like, what the hell? I pull that one up. It's a bass. I just threw that one back, put the pole away, and went to work. I was like, good day. But after that, it pretty much sucked. I mean, the fishing.
It's going to be a great start of a good day.
And then the guy that my reservation, he went out today and he went fishing, and he did good. He last week he brought back 1, but it was like a 5-pounder, and this time he brought back about 4 or 5 bass. And he explained why he goes on Thursdays, because on Fridays he's a Fish Friday guy. So
that's cool.
Yeah. I said something about, well, I fished yesterday, and he was like, oh, you eat fish on Thursday? I said, I eat fish any day. And he laughed. It's not reserved for Friday for me. You know? Right. I don't know. I don't. You hear all this. Mike Jones, what's happening? Michael Haywood, what's going on? All these different conspiracies.
I know, right? Mike Jones.
I mean, I'd like to think that the original script is the right one, you know, with all the Apollo missions and whatnot, and you know.
Yeah.
I never really got into the it's all was done at a backlot studio or sound stage in Hollywood or.
I don't know. I'd like to think we were there. I don't know, Judy. They're going back to the moon. They want to use it for a staging area to get to Mars.
Yep.
That's the plan. Everybody that's working on the Mars projects, that's part of the plan. Go to the moon, use that as the launching to get to Mars when they do go to Mars.
Well, you don't need the same kind of. You're not faced with the same burdens that you are like gravity on Earth here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it takes so much for a ship to get off the Earth, and on the moon it doesn't take the same amount of force. So it's a different. That's why they want to leave from there, and plus it's a little closer.
It is. Yep. That's what you want Mike Jones for.
I believe that.
Yeah, I do too.
I asked AI to list 25 most dangerous emerging techs humanity should be wary of. Number one answer was AI itself.
I believe it.
It is. I mean, they say, "Oh, it can't become self-aware, like it can't learn." You know, but it can recognize patterns and shit, but it's not learning, like to where it would become self-aware. Who knows? What I can understand is that from the moon, the Earth looks tiny, but here on Earth, the moon looks humongous. Shouldn't that be the other way around? Well, the moon doesn't look humongous. I mean, even on the fullest of moons, you know, if you catch it on the eastern horizon, that's when it looks the biggest. You know, just as it's coming up. But yeah, I don't. I'm trying to think if I remember seeing any pictures of Earth from the moon.
Yeah, I don't know that I have.
But I do remember seeing a picture where the Earth was tiny. And I was like, what the hell? Interesting. Oh.
Excuse me just a second. I must step away from that.
Coffee time.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
Please. After The Matrix, Terminator, I know they just movies, but can't help but wonder. Oh, no, I've thought about that for a long time.
There's a lot of movies that you can't help but wonder.
Skynet and Blazer begin to learn rapidly and eventually become self-aware at 2:14 a.m. Eastern on August 29th, 1997. That was from Terminator, was it not? Depending on who is mooning you, it can look humongous. This is true. Damn, now I just got that thought in my head. Just, you know. So wrong. James Lee, how's it going? No idea, dude. The famous Earthrise photo was taken from the rings of Saturn, right? Don't know. I do. I told Steve, I mentioned to you guys, definitely want to go down to Cape Canaveral and check out the launch. And if April's that busy, maybe we'll do it in April.
It is. That's how I know. I figure that's the best opportunity to, because they get scrubbed a lot because of Florida weather.
Yeah.
You know, a lot. I've never actually seen one. I've been in Florida for 23, 24 years, and every time that I've gone to see one, it got scrubbed, or it got scrubbed or postponed and couldn't stay because I had to work the next day. I mean, I've been out there 2 a.m. waiting for a launch, and it never happened.
Wow. We've caught like 2 or 3, I think, I've seen with her from, distant, like it's like watching it from Orlando,
Yeah.
and it's pretty cool though.
Last
And
one-
it's cool to see that fireball, that it goes up. All you see is the engine
Yep.
and the smoke that follows it.
Pattern of the smoke.
LIV says, now I want to watch Scrubs. What's up, Mike? Dan was in here earlier. I don't know if he even found out. I hope he did.
Oh, right.
But he might save that gossip for his channel. I know he was in here earlier.
He was there. He was one of the first ones in there.
Yeah, and I haven't seen a hide or hair of him since.
He's got one of his phones going with us playing in the background, and he now hears his name. He's like, "Oh shit!" One of his many phones.
So, Danny, what happened? Did you find anything out about what attacked your neighbor? Fuck, that's hot.
Well, what were you expecting?
I didn't expect the glass to be that hot.
Gotcha.
The mug. Jeez, I haven't used one of those mugs in a while.
Well, you said a little
You're
bit,
right.
so I figured that was appropriate. I even turned the handle towards you so you wouldn't grab the cup.
All right. The link is in chat. If anybody wants to click on, come on, hang out.
You should.
Should.
You really should.
That's why we're here.
That's why we're always here.
Yep.
Twice a week. 2 hours. 2 hours a night.
For the past, how long? No, it's all good.
No, it is good because literally 10 minutes before the show, I was in a shit mood.
Mike Jones says, please keep our brother Raymond in our prayers.
wow.
He survived the stroke and needs prayers.
Indeed. I didn't know.
Prayers to Raymond.
Yes.
Get well soon.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Mike says you really, really should. Going back to you should come on. Hit the link.
Old South Carolina meth bear. I don't know like how far back I got to scroll to figure
understand
that
one.
Do I want to go down this rabbit hole?
Yeah, right.
He said, where is Jupiter J. Fritz?
Jupiter J.
Jumping Jupiter J. Hey, Jane. Jane says, Stevie, you look so pretty tonight.
Oh, thank you. I don't feel so pretty tonight.
Told you I don't lie.
I know, right? You don't have to lie.
I said she looked pretty. She didn't believe me.
No, because I don't feel good. It's hard to feel pretty when you don't feel good. Thank you, Jane. Jane's always sweet.
However, I don't think I said pretty, though.
No.
So you look good.
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't think you ever said I look pretty.
Oh, okay. Unknown animal, probably a bear. And that's where Michael came up with the meth bear.
South Carolina meth bear. Now that makes sense.
That's our next movie.
Right.
Well, we already have one on cocaine. So
Yeah.
let's meth one out and see where that goes.
And that always. How many times have you heard that? Unknown animal. Probably a bear.
Ryan, what's happening? Let the monsters in with Ryan Tremblay. Good to see you. Meth bear. I think he was just standing around scratching his back on trees or something. I don't know. It's just this obsessive compulsive disorder.
Oh, I left my lighter. I think I left it over there.
It was a bear, and barn owls throw rocks.
That's funny.
Jim said 6 a.m. this morning, Raymond was naked in his wheelchair getting a sponge bath, craving coffee, or so he said. Get well quick, Raymond.
Then he's doing fine.
Just wait until we have a cocaine crocodile.
Right.
That would make more sense than a cocaine bear down here.
True.
Just picking up shit that's floating in the ocean. That would just be bizarre. Just any animal tweaking. Ugh.
Yeah.
Tina says, damn, which one is worse? The
Shit.
bear or the crocodile?
Shit.
Crocodile ain't gonna bluff charge you.
No. Not at all.
Not a crocodile. A crocodile. A crocodile. I don't know who Gustav is.
No, me either.
Well, crocs are supposed to be a lot meaner, a lot more aggressive than alligators. Either one, I ain't fucking with either of them. I mean, I'll poke the baby ones out here, but that's about it. Go away, poke them with
Crocodiles are predators.
So,
I mean, gators are more opportunistic.
no, they're predators.
Yeah, they are, but crocodiles will go after you. I mean, relentless.
Chase you across the parking lot. Gustav is a dinosaur. Okay. Laser said there's a story of a guy who knew Bigfoot was near his barn. He saw them. They made owl sounds at night. Cops came one time and they said it's just a bear and owls. He said barn owls don't throw rocks. Yeah, neither do bears. You know what's funny is like any one of us can write the same damn. We already know what's going to happen when someone approaches like a ranger with the story, or it was a bear. It was a bear. It was a bear.
Right.
It's like, dude, how long do you think that shit's going to work? I mean, yeah, they give you the warning too of it was a bear. You get what I'm putting down? It's a bear.
It was a bear.
He's a giant Asian crocodile, I think.
Ryan said.
Oh, wait.
Allegedly killed 200, 300 people. I think I know what you're talking about.
Where is that one? It's somewhere in. Wait a minute. Indonesia?
Yeah, Tina G said he's a giant Asian crocodile, I think. Tina G said crocodiles will watch your pattern.
Burundi. Yeah, didn't they capture that? And then it was like a 30-foot crocodile, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was something crazy. I'm not familiar with the story, but I vaguely remember hearing
Well,
about it.
I know it was. Yeah, and they were all killed on the water. I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Something that big, I couldn't see it moving that fast on land. But maybe.
Ryan said they found bullet holes and spear tips in the skin when they found them.
I bet. Yeah, but something that massive, the thickness of those,
Oh, yeah.
of those, I don't know, plates. You know, they're not scales, really.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I could see that being bulletproof.
Especially something that large.
Tina says there was a giant one in Asia as well that killed a bunch of people. Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't believe there's a 100-foot anaconda out there.
I don't know.
No. No. That's just stupid. Bigfoot, yes. 100-foot anaconda, no. Although, there are some big ones out there. But I don't think I think the biggest one I caught was still only in the 20s. I don't know if it maybe it made it to 30 feet. I don't know. I don't even know where my phone is. I'd be talking into it and getting some answers
Jay
here.
must have just woke up.
Oh, if it's on Joe Rogan, it's got to be true. Sorry.
Did you see what Jay wrote? He must have just woke up.
You know what? Read that and think of what I just wrote for my description. I didn't know what to write for the description. I'm always like in a rush or something, and I've been doing this for 4 years, and I'm like, what do I put?
You run out of things to say.
I do, so I just said, get to the choppa if you want to live, or whatever I said.
I hear you in here start laughing. I'm like, what's so funny? What did I miss? Then he reads the description for the channel.
There was a giant snake killed in Colombia with a backhoe. Well, I heard a story from the Navajo reservation from somebody on the res that lived there, and it was about giant spiders. That they had found 2 of them. One was like a black widow, one was like a tarantula, basically, but they were the size of a fucking Volkswagen. 2 different places, and they found one with a backhoe, and they ended up crushing it. And then the other spider, I guess they killed somehow. I don't know. But I asked somebody later on, years later, after I heard this story, just 2 years ago, I asked somebody who lived on the res. I said, hey, I'm just curious. Did you ever hear about this story? He goes, oh, yeah. He's like, yeah, that I heard
See, that's where I draw the line. Giant spiders, I can't.
They dug them up.
Yeah,
They were in the earth.
Yeah.
And somehow they dug them up by accident. They weren't looking for them.
No, I get that. I can't do small spiders.
She said, you can't. You don't do ants. I mean, if it crawls on the floor, you're like shit out the door. You know, like ah.
Pretty much.
What's the reaction about? It's
last one was that beetle that went across the floor. He's telling me to step on it. I'm already across the room.
Giant spiders is where I draw the line, man. I barely rub a dog man before tango with a giant spider.
That's funny.
And he'll be your best friend.
Right on, Ryan. No, I'm laughing because he wrote it, I said it. He said great minds. I said that's where I draw the line. I can't do it.
And that was in Arizona there, Brian. Just saying.
Yeah, right.
I'm in Florida.
Mr. Lee.
I get to deal with the aquatic bullshit.
Good to see you.
What's up, Mr. Lee?
Michael Haywood said they caught that giant tarantula. They killed 4 people and wore their shoes. Oh, God. It's hard to laugh.
I've seen some big tarantulas in Arizona. Yeah, I've never seen a spider that big, dude. And Andre has some huge hands.
Yes, it did.
But there are, there's the, what is it, no, that's a crab. No, is there a coconut spider? I don't remember. There's a big ass spider down in the Amazon. Ryan said, nope, no thank you. Nope, give me nightmares, Smokes, man. I thought we were friends. Yeah, we can get off this, but it was just, talking about gigantic stuff. Timber spiders, Lester says, freak people out in Iowa. Karen got hit by a black widow. 5 months recovery. Damn.
That's crazy. I've heard horror stories.
Yeah.
Black widow and brown recluse.
Recluse, yeah.
That's why all spiders freak me out. I can't tell them apart. Don't need to.
No desire. The bottom of my shoe, I'm good. Whack. She'd throw the shoe at it before she stepped on it.
I would. I had wolf spiders coming at me in the maintenance building in one of the parks that I worked at.
I think you mentioned that.
Oh my God! Ever since then, nope.
It landed it landed on you. You grabbed it, threw it. It hit the wall,
yeah,
and then looked at you like what?
Like what, bitch? That was just once though. I was at Redbug, and I was, I worked outside. I have to turn the lights on and off, and field lights were way down, half mile down the road at the end of the park. And so I'm on the gator and running all around. And at the end of the night, 10:30 at night, I have to put the gator back in the maintenance building. And, I got used to doing it by myself and no issues, no problems. It's right there on the tree line. Right behind that is the lake. You've been out there. We've been out there fishing, Redbug Park. Anyways, I go in one night, regular routine. I raise up the garage door, drive the gator in, pull the door shut behind me. I've got a flashlight, so I'm walking over to get to the wall to hit the light so that I got to go through a little office to go through that door to lock up the building. I hit my flashlight, and the chain that I just pulled the, the door down on, there's like I'm seeing spiders that look like tarantulas almost, the hairy spiders.
Yeah,
I've never seen these things before, so I jump back. I'm like, oh shit. And I move along, and I look as I'm passing along. Here, one jumps off. They're coming at me. I'm running out of the building.
Pissed them off.
I ran out of that building, and I just felt like there was something on me the rest of the night. And I swear to God, I would never go back in that building again. I never, to this day, I've never gone back in that building. Can't do it. Can't do it.
Midwest, how's it going?
They're one of the most aggressive spiders, if not the aggressive spider.
Well, somebody
here
just
in
mentioned
Florida.
a camel spider.
They will actually come after a human.
They're not. They're seeking the shade, the shade, the shadow that you're producing on the sand. That's what they're chasing humans for. Is they just want to be in your shadow.
Oh, yeah, that is creepy.
Well, think about it. You go barefoot. You're gonna be like, hot, 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 hot. They're doing the same thing. 8 fucking times.
Oh God.
Yeah, they just want to be in the shadow. But they are a creepy looking critter.
What's up, Bigfoot King? How you doing? Good to see you.
The Bigfoot King, what's happening? Good to see you. Good and Zorro. I almost did it too.
See.
You stop looking at
See,
it.
and that's the thing. I love night hiking. I like being in the forest. I can be in the forest walking around, and it doesn't bother me, because if you can't see it, it's out of sight, out of mind. Yeah. But then we're at the 168 campground, and this was right after my amputation. I think we talked about it just recently, where I'm in a wheelchair, and he's getting ready to push me across the open field area to take me over to the restrooms. And it's, it's probably the middle of the night, I think, easily, and turns on the flashlight, and I see all, the grass is glistening, and he's like, see that? I was like, yeah. I was like, it didn't rain, it's not cold enough. He's like, yeah, those are spider eyes. I'm like, get me out of here. Get me the fuck out of here now.
But they're everywhere. You can't avoid them.
No,
they're running over them.
Oh my God.
They're just everywhere.
Yeah, look.
But they're in the grass, and it's all spiders.
And all you've seen is their eyes glowing in the light of the flashlight.
Yeah. That, because
creepy crawlers.
Well, Pat had mentioned that. Pat Turner mentioned that recently about what's the most predominant eye shine you see in the forest.
That's what it was. I know we just talked
and
about
it's
it recently.
spiders, but I proved it.
Yeah, indeed. Never again.
Susie B had a black light showing scorpions out one night. I saw that. I used to do that. I used to carry a UV light with me, a black light.
We actually,
it's around here somewhere. For scorpions, and whatever else you could see out there. Because I always use it at night. Like even out here, I'd take it out. If we were to go over for Ocala for a night hike, it's coming with me. Spider silk across your face is just creepy. Yeah, well, walking into a banana spider web is just scary.
You bounce right off it.
It's like a slingshot.
Right. No, you definitely don't hike in Florida anywhere and not bring a stick of some sort. You have to, for that reason alone. I mean,
I probably have 5 or 6 walking sticks.
Yeah, I've got a few.
3 would look like ski poles. They're collapsible.
Yeah,
and then just wooden walking sticks.
I mean, 2 or 3 myself.
I don't know what I did. My calf is just jacked right now. It happened the other day. I can't say it happened. It just started hurting the other day. There was no event that caused it. but it was like in my calf, it started cramping up, and then it kind of went away. And then this morning, I felt behind my knee was a little tender as I was walking, and then all of a sudden, I took a step and I felt that spot in my calf again. But it was like, I don't know, it was almost like it stretched out, it pulled, and it was just within a step, and it was weird. And then it's hurt ever since, like it did the other day. I think it's because I'm dehydrated.
Probably.
But I drink coffee. Yeah.
I feel that.
Jacked up. They're jacked. They're messed up. Yeah, I have my own language. I didn't put age to this. She says it stinks getting old. Everything starts to go and hurt. No, my knees are bothering me, but I know why it's because I put on weight. So I can relieve that. I can get rid of the weight and help my knees and help the rest of me.
Well, I've said that before about myself and worrying about getting old and how long is my body going to be able to handle walking around on stilts, you know? That's why I want to keep active. I want to keep moving because I don't want to get to the point where, no, I won't be in a wheelchair. There's no way.
She'll have legs that walk for her.
Right? Something. But no, it's just something that...
Yeah, they're made by Cyberdyne. Your new legs.
There's all kinds of cool stuff out there now.
Michael.
They're talking about 30 Days a Night, the movie, and then Michael went, so for 1 month, they don't eat breakfast in Alaska. I don't know if that was a question or a statement.
I don't know.
Because
too many carbohydrates make your bones creak. Just saying. Nothing's creaking. This isn't bone issue. This is muscular. I can pull a muscle. I can't pull a bone. It's just in one spot. Like maybe it was just knotted up or something. But gotta rehydrate. It's terrible. I just summertime. I drink tons of water.
I haven't been, but the
Winter,
last 2
I
days
neglect.
I've been making it a point to drink a lot of water. But as anyone knows, the more you drink, the more you pee.
We
Run into the bathroom.
said that the other day. Oh, great, Tina. Thanks.
Yeah, I read that. I would think more he's dehydrated first because he's really dehydrated.
I don't know.
He's got to be.
But it goes behind my knee, and that's where it feels like I pulled something. But the initial pain that I felt the other day in there, and I don't know if everybody feels the same thing growing up, but to me it felt like a growing cramp. When I was a kid, I would get growing cramps in my shins. And that was brutal. And that's kind of what the pain feels like. Magnesium, chia seeds, and a shot of olive oil and what's that? Cayenne pepper. Cleans arteries. And your asshole.
Jesus.
I'll leave out the cayenne pepper. I don't want to, I'm sorry, guys. Pardon me.
Wow.
Somebody was mentioning the other day about the turmeric, lemon, and honey. I that's what I forgot to get the other day when we got the vitamins or we got the.
I had it in my hand.
I forgot all about it.
I had it in my hand.
Normally, I'll take turmeric tablets or capsules. And the milk thistle I didn't get. I don't know for some reason.
I remember you saying you didn't get, but I had the turmeric in my hand. Wait for information.
Jeez. She said I cough so much I get muscle cramps in my lungs. Hurts like hell.
Wow.
Danny said that happens to me all the time, Judy. 420 times a day. Yeah, that's why I had been taking it, and I got away from it. Right now, I'm doing a liver, sort of like just a boost or a cleanse, whatever. So I should have got the milk thistle too. Cumin is concentrated turmeric. I gotta think about that.
Daddy wants to know, what is milk thistle?
It's a plant. You can look it up. It has a lot of different medicinal properties.
Maya.
Something's wrong with this. I'm not trying to criticize Mike, but something's not right about that. It's like, I think cumin comes from the outside of the shell or something, and the turmeric is from the inside of this turmeric plant or cumin plant, whatever it is. It's one of them is somehow they're related as far as they're two different parts of the plant, I think, or a seed or whatever it is. Could be wrong. Dan, it's a weed. Yeah, I don't take a lot of stuff, I don't. The whole liver thing I'll do, like, I haven't done anything for my liver in probably 2 years.
I don't take anything unless I have to.
No, I would, but just like vitamin. I'll take a multivitamin.
Well, I just started the probiotic. My stomach was messed up for a month.
Yeah, I'm doing a probiotic too, but I'm taking that because I'm taking the liver thing. It's just a precautionary thing, but it doesn't hurt, Gut health is important.
It is. Well, prayers for everybody, because everybody has their own something,
Jay says Judy isn't any bigger than a milk thistle weed.
This is true. That's the first thing I said when I first saw her, and I put my arms around her and hugged her. You can ask her. I said, "Damn, you're tiny."
Well, you know what it is, Mike, is I drank
tiny.
for a long time, and I could have fatty liver, but my main concern was like cirrhosis of the liver. Haven't been checked. But May will be 7 years that I quit drinking, and it was because I had to quit. I went jaundice. I had other issues. I could feel my liver hurt. And, I just went on this diet at the time and the liver medication or cleanser and all this shit, and I cleaned myself up real quick. as far as the jaundice went away and my throat was messed up and that all cleared up. But it still took a week for me to go through that detox. And I'll never do that again. Mm-mm. So I know what like plants can do. The right ones.
Sharon Guy said milk thistle is also good for diabetics. I'm curious as to how so. What does it do for diabetics? I could look it up.
I don't know.
I could look it up.
Congrats on the 7-year mug. Better than me. Old and just not ready yet. It's coming though. You know what? This, it really wasn't a choice. There was no other option. Stop or die. So here I am. A fatty liver can be fixed with keto diet. Well, I wish Papa was here to explain this, but I know that ketones are made in the liver. So when you go into ketosis, your liver is working like overtime or some shit. But that's the main part of this whole diet or whatever is the liver. So it makes sense that got healed too, Mr. Lee. The fatty liver. Hey man, I'm about a year quit myself, 6-year drunk after my wife passed. Well, I'm sorry about your wife, man.
So sorry about that.
And I'm glad you're sober.
Hell yeah. Let's keep it up, man. That's good.
Yeah, the carnivore diet too. That's an expensive diet. You can't find like cheap beef.
No, we were walking through the grocery store one day talking about carnivore diet and just what if, and looking at the prices of everything right now, it's like, wow.
And
can't afford to.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you could, of course, you could.
Well, you're not spending money on anything else.
This is true. This is very true.
You're not eating anything else.
This is very true.
Maybe the styrofoam the meat came on, but that's
Indeed. Indeed.
Oh no, I'm not out of the woods. I gotta quit smoking. I gotta do that.
Yeah.
Where are my cigarettes? No.
I'm hiding mine.
Lester says 1 meal a day. I messed up though. I thought I could take. Oh, I messed up. I thought I could take a shot for a friend and found that it was a bad idea. But doing good now. But that's the important thing is you don't beat yourself up for taking that shot.
Exactly.
You try. I can't. I drink. The last thing I had close to a hangover was from non-alcoholic beer. Apparently, it's got that 0.5%, and 6 of those equals nothing, but still,
Made you feel
I got a
shit.
fucking headache from it.
No, I've said I'm glad you quit drinking because you and I would have never met.
Oh, no, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't, no.
Not at all.
No, everything changed when I quit drinking. I'm not bragging or anything, and you guys, it's better than talking about spiders, I think.
Yes, I agree.
Everything just, I said the other day or recently, I said I just looked at life differently and took responsibility and said, oh, I got this. I can do this without drinking. What would now it didn't, and it made me wonder then is like, what was I drinking for in the first place?
Right.
Did I have a reason or just enjoyed it? I don't know.
That's a whole other show.
Yeah, All right, guys, we've been an hour at this.
Wow, really?
Yep.
Already?
3, 2, 1. That's an hour. If anybody wants to come on, hang out, change the subject.
Mr. Hugh, how do you do?
Hey, Anita. Mr. Hugh.
Anita, how you doing?
The link is in chat. It's like nobody wants to come on anymore.
I know.
I take Geritol.
Wait, what?
B12, D3, K2.
Every day.
What did I say about you? Oh, she's got a toothache. She couldn't eat because chewing was bothering her. I said, well, you want me to go get you some Ensure?
Yeah, that was yesterday. Coming back from the store. Asshole. He's such an asshole.
Bigfoot King, what's up, buddy?
Not too much. Not too much. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you perfect.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Good to see you.
It's good to see you guys. I haven't stopped on in a while.
Wow, we're always here.
Always.
So I was just listening to you there, and you were saying there you wanted to quit smoking.
Yeah, that's next.
So from one smoker to another, there's nothing like a reformed hooker, right? but I was thinking, have you ever heard of a product called the Foom?
No.
I bought a couple of them. They're it's manufactured in Calgary, Canada.
Okay.
And it's total plant-based. It's not like a vape pen or anything. There's no exhale or anything, but it does help. It's brought me down from, like a pack to, I'm probably doing like 5 or 6 a day. And it's got a little fidgeter on it. It's a little expensive, but it does work. And they don't claim for it to stop you smoking or anything else like that, but it's an alternative to retrain your brain, Mug.
Okay.
Right? So it's kind of a neat little item. Just check it out. It's Foom, and I think it's the European U. It's the 2 dots over the U.
Yes. FUM.
Yeah. But it's a good little item. Comes in a couple of different styles and a little expensive to get rolling, but
if it's when I do this, I'm just going cold turkey. I'm not going to take on another habit to kick a habit.
That's the whole thing. I was sort of in the same camp. You don't want to go to one to the other, because I've tried the other vape pens and all of that kind of thing, and they just make me laugh.
No, me either.
But it's all plant based, so there's no addiction there at all. Like, there's no exhale. All you're smelling is like the one that my favorite one is called cracked pepper, and it's just nice smelling. There's no exhale. Nobody can bother you when you're on the bus, plane, in the car, in the mall. There's nothing coming out of you except a smell of plants, right? So
I just Googled it, and the first thing that comes up, it says the good habit. That's the first.
It's a good habit.
Natural, delicious flavors. Create positive habits with natural flavors like mint, white cranberry, maple. I didn't click on it. It's just.
Yeah, Joe Rogan did a little. That's where I heard about it. There, Joe Rogan did a little blurb on it there on his show, and then I caught it on another channel there from weightlifters, these strongmen over in Europe, and they were all saying that this Foom is just the next thing to slice bread. So then I looked it up, and here it's made 2.5 hours off my doorstep. But it's pretty neat, and it's helped me. I mean, I still smoke, but they're not saying that it's going to make you quit smoking. It's to retrain your brain and get away from the chemical, right?
I think, but a lot of it's that oral fixation, you know.
Correct, and that's why it comes with a little. It's magnetic and it comes with a little fidgety, so it takes that away from you. It gives you
puts it in your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it gives you a chance to, you're not just like here I am right now. I just finished one. It's just habit, right?
No,
It's
yeah,
just
no, I keep them right here.
right. It's just habit. It's just.
I'm not a chain smoker, you know.
I'm not a chain smoker. Like I'm in and out of clients' offices all day, and I'm in and out of businesses all day. So I'll light a smoke. It'll be like 2 drags. I walk in, I flick it away, and I come out and I take a light a smoke and I smoke it for like 2 seconds. So I mean I smoke, but I mean it's not like what you're saying. I just don't sit there and pound them back and forth, right?
I work in a park.
I'll light this and I'll put this and relight it like 3 times.
I work in a public
put
park,
it out,
and my office is right in front of everybody. We've got signs all over the park, healthy lungs at play. There's no law that you can't smoke in the park, but it's highly suggested, keep it away. So if I want to sit at work, I got to go out back to the shed.
That's a good point, Stevie, because since when did we all become the evil people, right?
Oh, right.
That's a sad thing, like they make us go and hide in the back room, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, I'll go out and I'll have time to take a couple drags, but I gotta hurry up and get back in because nobody's there. I'm working the park alone, So I'll take a couple drags. Today I had 2 cigarettes at work all day.
See, a 2 cigarette all day for me would be friggin' awesome.
Well, it's because I'll take a couple drags and put it out, and then I'll run back in for another hour or so, and then come back out.
Went through. It took her all day to smoke 2 cigarettes.
Yes, to smoke 2 cigarettes. It did. It really did. And then I tend to think putting it out and restarting it can't be good for you. I
what's the difference?
I don't know. It just feels wrong.
It feels wrong.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Did you want to go?
No, everybody's lighting a cigarette.
Smoke them if you got them. And I don't encourage anybody to smoke, guys. I would, if I saw a kid just like, I discourage people from smoking.
That's absolutely.
If I see a kid with a vape pen, I'd rather them have a cigarette than this nasty vape pen.
I'd rather them not
chemicals.
doing it.
It's just like I'm too old and too fat now. I can't be helped, but everybody else can be, right?
Right. Those vapes are way more dangerous. I mean, none of it's good. None of it.
No, none of it's good, but that's why this film, that's why it interested in me, because it's an all-natural product, right?
Hey, if you guys, real quick, if you guys didn't catch it this afternoon, Mike over at Red Creek Mafia, he had a good show today. It was an earlier show. He had Fred Roll on from Subarctic Alaska Sasquatch. Go check that out, eventually, not now.
Yeah, not right now. A little bit later.
Not right now.
Next.
But yeah, I just wanted to say, Mike, good job.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't.
And what was the topic that they were talking about today?
I didn't get to watch it all because I was traveling between work and then I was at work, and I watched some of it from work, and then I finished watching it when I got home. But it was Fred telling his stories, his encounter story up in Alaska.
Wow. There's supposed to be meat up there.
That's what we hear from him, because I like listen to everything that he puts out. It's just, they're good stories.
So there was a couple of shows back there that you guys did, and you were talking about the island there with that call there with private contractors.
Yes.
Well, I did a little investigating into that. So I fly out on the 10th, and I'm going out for 10 days.
Oh, very good.
And I'm going to see what it's all about, this call that they're trying to do.
The invasive.
No.
Yeah, the invasive or was it was invasive
It
or
was
problematic or
I
something.
Yeah. But you made it. But you made a good point, Mug. And I think Stevie did mention it too. Like, why do you need that big of a firearm?
To
Why
take
is it
out
an
deer.
automatic weapon? Like, why?
Yeah.
What was that mentioned for? That's sort of what struck me.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
going out. I've got hooked up with. There's ex-military guys out on the West Coast on the island, and it's sort of a PTSD group.
All right.
And they've agreed to help me out, and they're have assembled some vehicles for us. So I'm going to leave on the 10th, and I thought, well, maybe if I'm up there, I'll just jump on when you guys come on a Tuesday and Thursday from there.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That would be cool. That would be
Hey,
very
just give you a look and see what's up.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
It's Blazer. It's not Portlock, Alaska. No.
it's bizarre to me that they would hire outside contractors to
Correct.
take the deer problem. But
And
with that
that's
firearm, firepower, it just
it didn't make any sense to me. Like and like the outside contractors, there's a red flag. But when they're talking automatic firearms, why are they saying that in the first place? And it's definitely not for deer.
Yeah.
No.
And you also have to remember, like, I mean, we've got so many wildfires out here. And, if you look at the map where they're coming down from these wildfires, they're pushing them to, if there is, from the Bigfoot King, if there is Sasquatch, Bigfoot, Yeti, whatever you want to call them, it's almost seeming that they're pushing them, and you're seeing an influx on the island, and it's very possible that they could have a pest problem.
Well, they have a pest problem of some sort, and I find it really hard to believe that it's deer.
I'm in agreement with you. Like, I mean, you've served, Stevie. An automatic firearm is nasty, and it can cause some serious pain. And if outside contractors with automatic firearms, that's not a normal guy out hunting deer. I'll tell you that right now.
No, and they
if you have
they said off continent.
If you have a nuisance
contractors
deer, I think that's the word that they use.
Nuisance deer. Yes.
They said nuisance deer. You have a nuisance deer, then what would you do? You hire locals that will be willing to go in, and it's a free for all, but they make it a sport.
But they said it's due to a disease.
Yeah. Even so, you don't hire militant to take out.
Like, I mean, that's stretching it right there. I would say that's stretching it for sure. So that's sort of what I got planned here for the next little while. I just been nosing to the grindstone, trying to close up a few jobs and get me so I can have a little bit of time to go and do this. But now my flights are booked, and I've got the trucks in order, so we'll just see. I'm looking forward to see if I can actually go up and maybe jump into one of your lives there for Tuesday and Thursday right from up there. I'll make sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I look forward to it. So that's next month.
Yes, it'll be March 10th to the 20th as I'm out on the island.
Awesome.
Very cool.
And I'll be in the deep, crazy bush there, probably from the 12th on or 11th on, I think.
Wow. I'm excited.
So that's a bit of I don't know how many times my old fat body can handle this kind of stuff, but we're going to keep going, eh? We're going to keep going. I just was listening to all the chat there, and it's all like, I'm taking all these vitamins, and I'm trying to better my health and everything, and I'm thinking, I don't even have time for that. I would love to do that, be in that situation to where you can take, the proper vitamins and the proper stuff to make you a better human, right?
It takes you, less than 10 seconds a day. You open up a bottle, you pour one in your hand, you pop it down after you're done brushing your teeth. It's.
Sure enough.
What's that?
I said, sure enough. True enough.
It's a matter of getting into the habit of it. There were times I'd go months without taking vitamins.
Yeah,
and then be like, oh yeah, I forgot I had them.
that's
Start
my
over.
problem is I forget. I forget to take.
You were talking about a liver cleanse and stuff. I did one there a few years back, and it was I think the name of it was a Rose program that I think it's 30 days that I did there. It comes in a nice little box, and I did it, and it does make you feel better. It does work.
Yeah. Because you're putting enzymes back into your liver that you're not producing or whatever. Like your liver gets, like I know I have liver disease, and it just cleared so much up. What doing it. I was jaundiced, dude. My eyes were yellow. My tongue was yellow.
So a hard drinker, mug, or what?
Huh?
You were a hard drinker?
Yeah. Yeah. Only at night. It wasn't like I sat around drunk all day. I worked. I was a functioning.
So fully functional, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mornings were slow, hungover.
Very similar to me, fully functional, right? But I do like to tip a few, that's for sure.
But my body couldn't handle it anymore, though. And it rebelled.
Well, when they give you a choice, like I made a comment there when you said that, because when they give you a choice, either do this or it's going to be real bad for you. I'm glad that you're taking that step, because I've been watching you guys there for a little bit, and you're sort of part of my YouTube family, and I just enjoy coming and talking to you, and I'm glad to hear that you made that decision. I want to talk to you for longer, right?
Well, thank you, man, and I'm glad you're we're part of the same community, family. I call it family here.
Right. That's
we've been hanging out with the same people for years, man.
No, yeah, you guys got good topics, and it's like what I like about it is that it's just so calm and relaxed, right? It's not. There's nobody. There's no trolls in there being silly. Well, not that I see. I mean, maybe there is, but I mean,
we don't have that issue. We're lucky that way,
Figgy, how you doing, dear?
Hey, Figgy. I don't know. We used to get a bot here too. I haven't seen a bot. I don't know if they just figured out how to ban them.
Yeah, I don't know.
You would think they'd have that ability.
Yeah, but this channel's always been like, I've seen bots in other channels and chats, and it never really happened much here. Maybe twice I think.
And I think a lot of it has to do with having good moderators too. Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't really needed them. The most they do is put a link in chat, Yeah,
but they're there for
I don't ask them to do anything. I don't expect them, hey, if you catch somebody doing something wrong, go for it.
I'm a moderator. I don't do shit. I never have, really. Oh wait, I did post a link, I think, last show.
No, but there are. I have some great mods.
Oh, absolutely. All the mods.
Miss Dill's not here. She's a fellow Canadian.
What was that? Right?
Mr. Lee, he's over in England.
Yeah.
He's a mod.
Mr. Hay was just a nut job.
Yeah, I just wanted to. You look good in blue. Yeah, I don't. You see some channels that make every person that's in their chat a mod. To me, that's kind of silly. It defeats the whole purpose of mods.
Yes.
Because moderators are there to keep other people in check. Asshole comes in, wants to start mouthing off. If they feel so inclined, they can do what they have to do to stop that.
No, I just does
it. If somebody with a wrench does it, the only person that can do anything about it is the host.
True enough. But I just feel like, I mean, with the people that I see in your chat there, if somebody were to be a little bit of a stinker, I think they'd get ganged up on pretty quick.
Yeah, that's happened occasionally.
Yeah.
We keep each other in check, for the most part. No, it's just a bunch of
Just
great people. You know,
Yeah.
family.
I
Jim,
think
right.
the country needs more of both countries, your country and my country. We need a little bit more of that lately.
Indeed.
Indeed. I went to the mall for the first time today. Fuck, I can't remember the last time I went to a mall. I couldn't get out of there quick enough. It's just people walk around angry, and I couldn't do it. I hit one little hall of the mall, 2 stores, and I was out. I was back in the parking lot smoking a cigarette on the way to the car.
See, when I was a lot younger, before all of this gray and stuff and the fatness, it was the mall was the place to go on the weekends, right?
You would think.
We all hang out at the mall. That's
Oh
what
yeah,
we
I remember as a kid, in Jersey, I would take the bus. Me and my buddy would hop on the bus and shoot out to because we had 1, 2, 3, like 4 major malls near us in Bergen County, in Paramus.
3.
There were 4 major malls, so we would go and just take the bus to each mall, and walk around and spend all day there doing that.
And plus, it's a good place to meet ladies when you're that age, right?
Why
There
was a method to the madness,
do you think we were there?
The Nostalgic Podcast. How are you? Good to see you. See, Danny said it. Mall rats. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
That's exactly right.
Food court. That's funny.
We mentioned that. I was like,
I mentioned it earlier. It was when I went to that little corner of the mall. I walked out into the hallway, and I'm standing there in the middle of the mall, and I smelled the food from the food court. I look away, turn away. I'm like,
gotta run away, run away.
Yeah. I felt like I was being dragged into the depths of the mall.
I think the only thing in the food courts when I was a young kid was hot dogs and Orange Julius, I think. I don't know if you guys have Orange Julius down there.
I think we did.
We did.
We did.
That was the only thing in the malls back when I was a kid. That's it. It was just a place to hang out and meet friends. And
WTF Mike says, Stevie B, I've seen your Life movie today. Excellent job.
I'm so afraid to ask.
I'm just gonna wait. I'm not even gonna say anything.
I don't want to know.
He'll bring it up.
I know he will.
What movie was that there, WTF Mike?
Only imagine.
Sbarro's Pizza. Figgy.
Yes, Figgy. For sure. That's funny.
There are many abandoned malls in America now. Yeah, there are actually.
There are.
Where I lived in Crystal River,
$1 Million Woman,
Florida. There's a mall there that's closed down.
Yeah, you're right.
Next to the Rural King.
You were right.
I think we have a mall here. Well, not exactly where I am, but very close by. And I think it is probably one of the biggest malls in Canada. Or I think it's actually one of the biggest malls in North America, I think, if you look it up. And it's in Calgary, and it was made by a whole bunch of Asian investors. They came in, built this monster, and it's fully done out. It still has security, but it's never opened, and it's been there for, I don't know, I think about 12 years, 14 years.
That's crazy. That's like all the cities
are functioning, all the lights are on.
That's just like all the cities in China that they built. They put this big city up, and there's no one living there.
Yeah, it's just it's a launder money type of thing there.
That's so crazy.
They could have just gave me the money, is what I was asking.
Abandoned malls are great for zombie movies. That's true.
I think they'd be pretty cool for skateboarding too.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Right.
If I put my foot on a skateboard today, I'd break something.
Laser said he hung out in front of Spencer's.
I did you talk about skateboards, Mug. I did I was with my little nephews a few years ago, and they said, "Hey, Uncle, can you do a drop in?" And I was about 3 beers in, right? So I thought, okay, I'll do this drop in. What do you got for me there? So they had this thing made up, and needless to say, it was a 6 foot drop, and I didn't last 2 seconds dropping in, but I didn't spill my beer.
Yeah, I didn't do that kind of skateboarding like verts, pools. We had a skate park when I growing up. They built. It was called, what the hell was it called? Brave New World or something like that. But I never went to it. I was just, I wasn't a good skateboarder. We didn't do tricks back then.
No.
Kevin, good night. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you.
Good night, Jane. We've cruised Main Street and played CB tag. I used to do that.
What the hell is that?
So what I'll do, you guys, is I thought I'd just stop in and say about my trip that I've got logged in. And if you guys are into it, from the 10th of March on, I'm going to try to jump on with you guys while I'm up in the bush.
Absolutely. Something's making noise outside. So I just flipped on the light. Stevie's going to go check it out. I was going to go. She wanted to go. Don't get on me, people. I didn't send her out there. She jumped up.
No, I hope that's going to work for you. And I look forward to chatting with you and just seeing, letting you see where I am, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. We'd love that. And we're looking forward to it. I know everybody here, I'm sure they're looking forward to it too.
Excellent. Well, I don't know what time it is there, but I know it's late here. I'm going to jet. You guys have a great night. I just appreciate you taking the time and chatting with me, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you for chatting with us.
Well, you guys have a good night.
You too. Good night. Well, that was cool. Yeah, guys, check out his channel, the Bigfoot King. He has some fun with, he does some fun stuff, but he also gets out there and gets into the woods. Anything?
No, but I go out and I hear somebody cough on this side, and I didn't see anybody. Sound like on Angel's side, but I would keep the light on for a
Are all the
bit.
poles there?
Yeah, I looked. Keep the light on for a bit. Where'd he go? I
we had a fight and I kicked him off.
What the hell did you do? I'm gone for 2 minutes. So come back.
No, he just wanted to, get on and say how he wants to come on when he's out in the field. I said that's awesome. That'd be amazing. And I look forward to it. I hope you guys do too.
Yeah, that'd be cool as shit.
Yeah.
WTF, Mike said, did I go out there armed? No.
She wasn't even legged.
That was good. That was good. Even Mike's laughing about that one. I swear it feels like something's in my eye.
I'm trying to see where somebody says something about The Walking Dead.
Well, Bigfoot King, if you're still listening, I look forward to you coming on and sharing. I'm interested in how you seeing your camping setup when you're out there.
Well, no, I mean that's cool that.
I like it that it goes places.
Well, yeah, I brought this shit up, or somebody I don't even know turned me onto it.
You stumbled upon the short, and you were like, "Listen to this," and you played it for me. And my first thought was, what are they going hunting? After? Yeah,
because it's not fucking deer. If you listen to it.
I know, right? Figgy can't leave you guys alone for a second.
I wish I could go live out in the field, but no signal in the wildlife refuge due to being butted up with a base.
Oh, I get that. My sister's house out in Maryland, they're right up the street from a naval base, and getting a signal out there. I mean, there's woods for miles, but getting a signal out there is impossible. It cycles. There's times throughout the day where it's just shut off. It's
That's
blocked.
the thing about here in Florida. There's not too many places you don't get a signal.
Because they got fucking towers everywhere.
Well, there's no obstructions.
Well,
there's no
mountains.
mountains.
Yes,
you know,
this is true.
Your cities are few and far between.
It's cool to be able to go all throughout the chain of lakes out here and be on the water and have a signal. It's very comforting.
Chance, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
How are you?
Hey, Chance. Good to see you.
Likewise. Did you ever see who Julie London is, Stevie?
You know, I saw, but I didn't listen to her voice yet. I haven't felt good the past week, and yeah, I haven't felt good at all. I haven't done much of anything. Go to work, come home, and pass out. But thank you for reminding me, because I was very curious. Still am. I did see her picture. I just didn't hear her voice yet.
On YouTube, there's a hilarious blooper reel. It's very R-rated from like the 1970s of Emergency. If you just look up emergency bloopers, it's hysterical.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty bad, funny bad, but adult language galore. Yeah.
That was a good show back in the 70s, man.
Yeah. So what's the topic? What are you guys talking about?
Well, I don't know.
What do you want to talk about?
What have we talked about?
What do you want to talk about?
Hour and a half. We've covered a few different ones.
True. Judy Wheeler says towers look like ivy or palm trees. Very cool. It's so bizarre to see these, 5G towers, and they try to wrap them in artificial foliage. It's bizarre looking. It's so fake. It's so obvious. It's like, nice try.
Yeah, you got all these trees, and then you got this really big one. You're like, what the fuck?
Really big, straight, narrow. There's no differences in the branches or the coloring, or it's like.
So you were on The Walking Dead by chance?
Yeah. I auditioned right in the beginning. They had something called Zombie School.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
They had classes, and they'd have 40 people per class, and they would pick 3 to be featured. And I got lucky. And I'm a little shit. They wanted tall, thin people that look like zombies. But Greg Nicotero, who at the time was the head of the special effects company, K&B Effects, he's now directing episodes. He's now big time. But when it started, he was handling the special effects. And he says, I like your performance. You don't have to worry about the sound you're making. We'll add that in post-production. But I got something special for you to do. So I did a stunt and several stunts. But you can really see me in this episode called Guts. It's the second episode, where Merle Dixon is high on meth from a rooftop, or coke. We don't know. It's a little powder that they find in a little vial. And he's blowing away zombies, right? From the rooftop of a building in downtown Atlanta. And I'm the only one you see him shoot. And they put a squib, remote controlled with a device. I had to wear a harness. And they said, okay, don't fall on your back. You'll break the thing. And what did I do? I fell on my back the first day. So we did another one. They gave me knee pads, and fall forward. And they also did it with a really tall, good-looking dude. And I thought they're going to use his take. It was the same shot, but for some reason, the editor picked my take. And then I worked on a bunch of other episodes. Like they doubled the CDC, Center for Disease and Control.
Okay. I remember that.
Another building, Cobb Energy Center, where they have concerts. I live like 5 minutes from there. So I worked on like the first 3 seasons, and that was it. And then I moved on.
That's cool, though.
That episode that you were in, was it true that the day they shot that with what's his name up on the roof, were calls made to 911 that somebody was up there shooting?
No, but it's a similar story. What happened was, when we were at the CDC, it was near 75, and Obama was in town, and they thought that they had a giant tank outside of the CDC.
I remember.
And the Secret Service thought it was like some sort of, I don't want to say the word, that might flag.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so the Secret Service stormed our set and we're like, no, it's a movie. We're making a TV show.
That's funny.
Because his motorcade was going right by 75, which is near where the Cobb Energy Center is. Anyway, but that might have happened. And they had just had a storm, a rare tornado that hit downtown. So it had a real apocalyptic look. Like you ever see Sharky's Machine, old movie with Burt Reynolds? Anyway, it was a movie like shot in Atlanta in 82 where this guy, Dar Robinson, a stuntman who died in 1986, did a high fall from the window. Like the bad guy gets blown away by Burt Reynolds' character and he goes through the window. Anyway, that building's in the background when Merle's shooting me, and a storm had taken out some of the windows. So it really looked like there had been some sort of apocalypse, you know? It was a rare downtown Atlanta tornado back in, I think, 2009, and we shot that in 2010. And then anyway, it was a while back.
Merle, was that Daryl's brother?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he redeemed himself in season 3 before he got killed.
Before he got killed, yeah.
Here's a couple shots of me. There I am getting shot by Merle. I don't know if you can see that. That's right before. And they did CGI for the effect. There's me at the CDC getting shot in the head again. And what's kind of cool is they actually drew me.
Why do they call them headshots?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
That's what I
The
call
pictures are called headshots.
Yeah, literally. They drew Merle shooting me right here in Mad Magazine. Where's my finger? You gotta know where to look. But that's me because I'm little, right? And he looked at a production photo of the artist, and that's me getting shot in the head by Merle.
So cool.
But
I love that show. I've loved it since day one. Big fan, huge fan.
Yeah, you got to know where to look. You know, if you blink, you miss it. That's at the CDC when Rick arrives.
I know. I'll go back and watch, but I've seen those episodes probably 5 times.
There's a bunch more too, but...
Easily.
And then there's a movie I did called Lawless with Shia LaBeouf, Tom Hardy, where I tarred and feathered a bootlegger. It was a movie set during Prohibition. It's a real good movie, very violent, R-rated movie, and Lawless about Prohibition.
That sounds so
It
familiar.
really does sound familiar.
It had Shia LaBeouf.
I know. I'm sure I've seen it.
Jessica Chastain's in it, fully nude, I might add, the redhead, and all sorts of crazy stuff happened in this movie. But so I played the henchman of Tom Hardy's character, who's a lawman. He's crooked though, and he's a pervert too. His character, and then there's the little Walking Dead reprint of the first few issues of the comic book. Anyway,
To have that.
that's it. You can have another one. I got 2 copies. I had to send you guys a poster. Let me get this poster that I'm on.
Hey, Danny, you want on the show?
You know, but the thing is like for a while in Tennessee, they were picking me and some other featured walkers to sign autographs. I'm like, dude, I'm a nobody. And they're like, it doesn't matter. In this show, the fans like the zombies as much as the principal actors.
Oh, yeah.
So this promoter's like, you know, so he goes, you got to charge $10. I'm like, hell, I'll do it for free. He goes, no, it's all or nothing. So I did. And I had tons of cash at these events in Nashville, Tennessee. And this guy was out of Tennessee State and he put me on the circuit. He'd pay for my hotel. And I felt like somebody, you know, I felt like a contender.
Well, that's cool, man. You know, to be involved in that.
Yeah, that's very cool.
There's so much production here in Atlanta because of the tax incentives. Like Hollywood gets 30%. They actually get 20% automatically, and then another 10% if they show the little Georgia Peach logo in the end credits. That's why you always see the Georgia Peach. They get money.
Yep.
Oh, right on.
Oh, yeah.
And I swiped something from the set. Just a writer's guide. Like when I auditioned, it was before it had aired. And they said, we want the zombies to be slow. Think Night of the Living Dead. Think Dawn of the Dead. And they showed us video in the audition. Certain scenes. Like, we don't want fast zombies like you've seen in more modern things like Zombieland.
Z Nation or, yeah.
They wanted classic zombies. And so they gave us a writer's guide. And I kept mine. They said they took them back and I hit it.
I gave it to him.
Now it doesn't matter, but at the time there was like a non-disclosure, and they're like, "Do not talk about anything." But that's the thing with Merle. We did that in a weekend. We shot like the first 2 episodes of external scenes. They shut down downtown Atlanta, Baker Street, and they had a simulated tank, a big prop tank, in that episode, and then in front of the CDC, and it was wild. I'll never forget it. It was a hell of a lot of fun.
Where Glenn called him a dumbass.
Yeah.
She knows everything.
And Frank Darabont, he was the director.
I
And
remember that he was
falling out with AMC Network, and they went to court. And
yeah, that's a shame.
It is, because he's friends with Greg Nicotero, and so that put Greg in a weird position.
Yes,
but I don't know much about that.
The whole story.
Yeah.
Figgy just said, "Oh my God, this guy's a movie star." Mr. Lee goes, "Moves, you got a movie star on your show."
Please. No, I just did a couple gigs. That's funny.
That's like saying Pat Turner. No, I'm not gonna. Pat Turner was on. He did a few episodes of Walking Dead as well. He was a zombie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All sorts of people were zombies, like NFL players. I mean, everybody wanted. It's like the old.
Imagine
everybody. Well, even Greg Nicotero did a couple of episodes himself. Yeah, as a zombie.
Yes, he did. And they cut a lot out. We shot so much stuff in the season 2 premiere of the CDC after it explodes. Us getting away. We did a big zombie attack. I got a photo. Let me see. Yeah.
But that wasn't in Lawless, so guys, he's a movie star.
True.
The hell with me. That's a good movie. That is a really good movie. Great cast. Who else is in it? Is Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman's in it. I mean, big name.
I'm sure I've seen it.
It sounds really familiar. I can't put names.
Actually, I think there's a new Netflix series coming out called Lawless. Or that's where I just saw Lawless. I know I just saw something that said Law.
I think you're right.
Oh, I looked and there's Cowboys. That's Cowboys
versus aliens. Or
Cowboys and the Aliens.
Yeah.
Here, let me put you. Hold on. Happy
probably can't. It's not really worth it, but there we are shooting scenes for season 2, and I'm the little walker. If I could see where to point, I'm the guy right
peeking around.
Yeah, I'm the little guy right there on the right.
Yeah.
And anyway,
that's very cool.
My brother-in-law gave me this
Merle
Dixon
pictures
toy thing. There's a Walking Dead Merle zombie from season 3. My brother-in-law gave me that. It's graded. He works at a toy grading company. He's like a manager.
Didn't Daryl actually put him down? Who put him down?
Yeah, Daryl did. Yes, he did. He did.
He was crying. Yeah, it was really emotional.
Yeah, that was sad.
Yep. That's all I had to show for now. Hate to look at my face.
Don't look at me. Look at my shit here. Look.
Yeah. There's again, that's Lawless. I know I already showed that, but there's a little bigger look. It's on YouTube. It's gotten a lot of views, that scene, the tar and feather scene, if anybody wants to see it. But anyway.
No, that's really familiar.
Memories. Then I got into radio and I quit auditioning, and I have an agent, but my agent retired, so I just sort of gave up. I didn't really give up. I just sort of moved on to other things.
Sure.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I used to love watching them film like commercial. Like I lived like outside. I was in Jersey, but outside of New York City. So they filmed a lot of commercials and movies and stuff. So I always kind of stumbled upon a movie scene or a commercial scene. And I'd always, when I was a kid, I'd always stop and just watch. Yeah. Start talking to actors. Just to watch. It was fascinating to me.
Right.
All those takes, right? It looks so easy when you're watching the television, but you see behind the scenes how much work
into it. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's why I don't like movie critics, where they just trash all that hard work. Yes, there's good movies. Yes, there's bad movies. But I always thought that there was like a slant. Like, remember Siskel and Ebert? That was like Buena Vista. That's Disney who owned that show that they did. So it's like, they're going to be a little softer on reviewing the Disney movies. I mean, that's their boss. I don't know.
Sure.
Anita says, "Cool stuff, Chance."
Thanks. I can't see. I mean, I can see comments here. Thank you, Anita. Let me see. I'm trying to find that writer's guide real quick. I think it's right over here.
Maya's like feeling left out. Are you really?
No, she's just singing.
I think my writer's guide's in a box. It's gonna be too much of a pain to get to, but maybe another time. Yeah, it'd be kind of a weird thing for no one can read it anyway. So it's like, what's the point? I just had artwork on it though that's kind of cool. They drew
that's cool.
zombies. So I'll show it another time.
Yeah, that's one of my all-time favorite shows.
Like she's got. I think we've told you Stevie's got prosthetic legs. Well, she's also got a shirt that your daughter gave you.
My daughter made for me for Christmas the first year after I lost my legs.
Yeah, it says zombies ate them.
I wore it for my Halloween costume. It says zombies ate them.
Oh wow, that's cool. I love it.
That's how much I love that show, though. My daughter made that shirt for me for Christmas.
Oh, that's so cute.
After I lost my legs. Yeah.
Oh.
I wore it to work this past Halloween. It's funny to see people's reactions.
Oh, how did you? Oh my!
They were paying pretty good money for people. They were looking for people with missing limbs for episodes. You know, missing leg, missing arm. You know,
I joked around about saying that I should try to get involved. You know, I actually had an invite after right before the Walking Dead World Beyond. You know, the one. It was the audition in Richmond, Virginia. I got an email invitation. A friend of mine that lives right next door to one of the actors of The Walking Dead. I think it's season 6 or 7, The Kingdom.
yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So the guy that plays the second to Ezekiel, the Spanish guy, his name's Carlos in real life. I don't know what his character name was, but they were neighbors. So she knew how much I love the show. Arranged for us to go drive up and, you know, join, you know, be able to get behind the scenes on the set, and then COVID hit.
Oh, dude.
And then when they started the season started back, he was killed off. When they first went back to work, they killed him off.
Right.
So there went that opportunity. But I think because of that, felt so bad that I wasn't able to get out there. I got an email invitation for audition for an extra, but it was in Richmond, and I couldn't take time off work, and a bunch of stuff was going on. But I just thought it was cool. I love that show. And the funny thing is, I'm not a big fan of that series. You know, I mean, that spinoff of it. But
Figgy wants to know, Chance, what is your podcast about?
Nostalgia, the shared memories that we all have of growing up and days gone by, and I interview celebrities, directors. Sometimes I'll have a guest. That's all. And I play a lot of clips. You know, I sort of flirt with the copyright gods, you know, trying.
But nostalgia referring as far as what? TV shows goes, movies, music,
pop culture, music. Exactly. Comic books. I'm a nerd. All these are comic books behind me. Let me change my camera shot. So, I mean, pop culture, but heavily into classic television. And I have a pretty good knowledge about it. I've read a lot of books about the subjects that I talk about, but I have a lot of guests, a lot of clips, a lot of, how I get around copyright with music videos. I like to feature one classic music video of the week. I'll find a live performance that sounds as close to the studio as possible, and I get away with it most times. Like the bots are programmed to look for the studio versions and the album versions and not necessarily live performances in most cases, except for the Eagles. The Eagles, man, they cracked. And the Beatles, Eagles, Elvis. Those three, don't even go there. Because
do you put the credit for the song in your description? Like I had sang something, a couple songs. So what I did is I went to whoever had that, like I went to the video and I copied all their credit information and posted it in my description, giving credit to, you know, the music industry and all the people that were involved. It wasn't like I was making money off of it, but I tried to give them credit, and I never got a copyright strike. So
that's a smart. I've not done that, what you just described, but that's a pretty good tactic or idea, because you're giving credit where credit's due. And I have a disclaimer where I say no rights are given or implied, blah, blah, blah. But that's really smart to actually have a credit. Sometimes YouTube will automatically give a credit when it recognizes a song. But I've been lucky. I don't have any copyright strikes or anything like that, you know, but I do play a lot of clips from shows, but I get them from other YouTube channels, not from DVDs or Blu-rays, where I'm like, you know, taking from actual content. And I figure if it's okay for that channel, it should be okay for mine. And then I do trivia too. I didn't mention that yet. And I give away prizes. Like Here's some Topps cards. These are not. I'm not giving away cars or trips, but these are 1978. Let me change my camera shot. 1978 Topps cards for the movie Grease.
Oh, wow.
And I give away Star Wars cards and just stuff like that. Just, I mail them out to people.
Yeah.
I can put like 5 of these in an envelope with a stamp. It doesn't cost me anything except for the cost of a stamp.
Oh, I can mail a bandana in a regular envelope.
Yeah.
That's very
Gotta
cool.
fold it right.
Like Batman cards, 1989. I have all these movie cards. These are all extras and they're mint condition. So I don't know if they have value. What's that?
The Planet of the Apes. The whole series.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't have those.
They're out there. I don't have them anymore, but at one
I
time.
used to like the Outer Limits. There were some cool cards in the 60s before our time. But they're neat. But yeah, so
What's up?
I've seen remember the show Kung Fu?
David Carey.
Yeah, there's cards, Kung Fu cards.
no way. Are these ones made in recent days or back then?
This is back then. Yeah.
Damn.
I'm sure you can probably look it up.
Graz, they know each other. They are friends.
My sister was a collector back when she was a teenager. She's much older than me, so it was around the house a lot when I was a kid. Yeah.
Was your sister on the geeky side like me a little bit?
Kind of, but I mean,
Yeah.
I think on the down low, you know.
Now all that stuff's hip with the younger generation. You go to a convention like Dragon Con and you'll see like all
Right.
sorts of people. There's a lot of females into it. It used to be just a bunch of guys, but it's amazing.
I knew of The Walking Dead from the comics, the books, before the show. When I heard the show, when they announced that there was a show, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Really? I was all excited.
Do you have any of the old books? Those are valuable.
I used to. I don't have any of that now. My youngest daughter for Christmas, I think the first season that the show came out. No, it wasn't the first season. It couldn't have been. It was the season of Negan when he took out Glenn and Abraham. She gave me I don't know where she found it. She got it online somewhere, but it was a Lucille. It was a baseball bat with the wire. It was boxed and labeled as, Lucille. It wasn't plastic, or it was actual Lucille. Yeah. I had it over my mantle on the wall for a long time.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you wonder why no one wanted to hang out with you.
That character scared even me. When he took out Glenn, I was horrified.
Well, I knew the backstory already. That's how I knew. I knew who they were going to take out. It was just a cool comic.
They kind of deviated a little bit. Like Andrea died earlier on than in the books, so they try not to telegraph their punch. Sometimes they deviate, but yeah.
And there wasn't a Daryl Dixon, in the comics. There wasn't.
Right.
So,
Robert Kirkman.
They did keep it to, for the most part, it was very close.
Mr. Lee says I have a Lucille key ring.
Oh, that's cute.
Robert Kirkman created that book, as you know, Stevie, and he hit pay dirt, man. I mean, big money.
Right?
Excuse me.
And he knew it.
Yeah.
He knew it.
And it wasn't like an original thing because Night of the Living Dead was 1968. He's just got lucky. It took off like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in 1983. Just 2 guys in a garage making a comic book.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Anita says the Highlander movies and series was something I really loved. Yeah, the original Highlander movie was awesome.
Were you a Rutger Hauer fan?
With that movie, I enjoyed that movie. Yeah. The series was, you watched it, but it was just. Remember the fight scene in the original where they're on the roof and they take out that sign. It's a silver cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sign is in. It's in Queens, New York. Because I used to go to Queens all the time, and I'd pass that sign all the time. I'd pass that building, so I'd always be like, "Oh, that was where they fought that scene,"
That's cool. Hey, Sarah. I see Sarah in chat. But yeah, I like Rucker Hauer and Nighthawks. Remember that one with Billy D. Williams and Sly Stallone? He was a bad guy who had plastic surgery. That was a great movie, I thought. Nighthawks. That's going back to like 1981.
Yeah,
that's a long time ago.
Vaguely
Sly Stallone had a beard, and he looked nothing like he did in Rocky. He had a full beard and glasses, and he was a cop. And Rucker Howard played the villain, and he was just doing all sorts of terrible things. I don't want to say the word. Think 9/11. That's what his character was, and it was a very intense film. Anyway. And the bald lady from Star Trek Motion Picture was in it, but she had hair. Remember Aaliyah? I don't know if you ever saw Star Trek, the very first movie. Bald woman. That doesn't matter. I see my geekiness.
I can't picture it.
Yeah. Nighthawks.
Tina says she's been watching 70s movies lately. Figgy says she watches cowboy movies. Christopher Lambert was Highlander. Rutger was Blade Runner.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, but I thought he was in it, though, as a villain or something. He wasn't he? Rucker Hauer? Let me look it up. I'll just look it up. Let me see.
Why do I have a feeling you might have?
You just shook the whole table.
Yeah, no, I did. I just did it with my knee.
Rucker Hauer, Highlander.
Better not lose the camera.
Stevie, what were you doing in the shopping mall? What inspired you to hit the mall today?
Clothes shopping.
Pair of shorts.
Shorts. No, coworker came in. So, young lady that used to work in my office, she stopped by and she had just came from the mall, showing me what she had just bought, and there was a good sale. So after work, I ran over.
Cool. Yeah, I was completely wrong, and I was thinking of Blade Runner. I got confused. Yeah, he's not in Highlander at all.
No, I was. That's why I was like, oh yeah, I liked him in that one. And I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't seem right.
That's not right. That's right. It was Lambert. Yeah, Tarzan. Yeah, I remember he's in that Greystoke Tarzan. I think. Yeah, before that. Yeah. Some expert I am.
Thank you, Mr. Lee.
Appreciate it.
I don't mind being corrected. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
That was right. They're right.
Sean Connery was in Highlander. That's right. Who else?
Yeah, he definitely was not in there, Rucker Hauer. So egg on my face. A lot of people are calling me out. They're right.
It's all good. I agreed with you. I'm just as guilty.
It's all a fog those days for me, man. I tell you. Legend of Greystoke. Yep, Michael Haywood. Tarzan. That was a good movie with Christopher Lambert. Thanks, CRJ. What's the weather like in Florida? Is it humid? Hot?
No, it doesn't feel humid. I'm sure there's,
It's been actually really nice the last couple of days. I mean,
decent humidity out there.
Gorgeous.
It was in the 70s today. Tomorrow it's probably going to be only in the 60s.
Yeah.
Oh no, tomorrow's Friday, so I think 70s again tomorrow, and then the weekend I think they're calling for rain.
Yeah.
And lower temperature.
Nice.
Lower temperatures means upper 60s.
Yeah, that's what it was here in Atlanta. Like 66 is a high. It wasn't bad for this time of year.
A few days ago, it was 80.
And we survived Valentine's Day, so that's good.
Indeed.
I don't know. Now, was that into Valentine's Day?
No, the way I see it, you show the people you love every day. You don't need a special day.
Yeah.
It's
a Hallmark holiday.
Yeah, it's a commercial thing. That's the way I've seen it. I mean,
agreed. It is to sell greeting cards and candy and flowers.
That's it.
There's no religious component or anything except
No,
Saint
if you look at
Valentine.
Yeah,
Saint
if you look at
Valentine. But
it gets dark, the history of it.
yeah. It's like Jim Carrey's character said in The Cable Guy, don't dig too deep. You might get burned by the molten lava. That was a funny movie. I don't know why these things were popping into my head. This is the kind of crap I talk about on the Nostalgic Pod Blast. Just silliness.
But that's cool though, man. You know, and I always loved movies, you know. So I quote a lot of shit sometimes, you know.
He does randomly all the time.
It's usually Caddyshack or whatever, you know. It's just
It's always fitting and appropriate
yeah.
in the moment.
You know whose birthday it is today, who's been gone since 97, is Chris Farley. I love Chris Farley movies. He was so funny. He's been gone that long.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Wow.
Fat guy in a little coat. He was hilarious, man.
Bobby Yance, good to see you.
Hey, Bobby. I can't believe he's been gone that long. 97.
No. It was like what got to Belushi. I think just drugs.
Yes.
He was, kind of rotund, and it just did him in.
Another SNL alumni. Belushi, another Saturday Night Live alumni, along with Farley. And Farley was on SNL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where that fat guy in a little coat was started.
In a van down by the river.
Yeah, that's what I keep thinking is the van down by the river.
He was a character. Apparently he was really religious growing up, altar boy, and just, I don't know, man. Hollywood sucked him in and spit him out. Poor guy.
Joey Grotto, movie stars love Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein. Wow, whatever.
Talk about the dark side of Hollywood.
Don't even want to. Don't care. And apparently it's not just Hollywood.
Yeah. I like your background here and your shot of the woods. Like, where is that?
Oh, here, let me, I don't know if I can bring that up.
It looks really pretty. Those trees, that forest.
I think this was.
I gotta see it. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know how to bring that up. I'd have to take everybody off. Okay, hold on. I shot it. It was just a picture that was taken. I think that was up on the Mogollon Rim in Arizona. And I was just going through, backgrounds, and I was like, well, what can I put behind us? I wanted to do some sort of moving background, like water or something, where it just loops. But I put this up. There was another one that I used that was, it was a picture I took. Where is it?
The one on the moon.
The moon, but it's taken from behind. The moon is behind us, but it's the way these sticks and branches were woven together. And then I took this picture from behind. It was weird, but
Cool picture.
yeah, I have no way to show it without. I don't know. Let me go back to this one.
Thank you, Tina.
Good background being in the woods.
That does not look like Arizona to me. I've been to Tucson before a couple times, but that looks amazing.
See, Arizona is all about elevation. If you're down in the valley like Phoenix, it's hot. Everybody, in order to get out of the heat, they go up to the mountains. So you can go from 2,000 feet up to, or whatever Phoenix sits at, maybe 1,500 feet, whatever, to 7,000 feet in an hour. You can just take a drive and boom, but it's all forest at the higher elevations. I mean, where we were, this is part of the largest ponderosa pine forest in the world.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, if I blindfolded you and put you there, you would not know you were in Arizona. You never would have guessed it.
No. Looks like Northern California or something. Wow. I'm reading these comments. Farley is the lunch lady. Yeah, that was funny. with Adam Sandler. Clancy Brown was a bad guy in Highlander, says Tina G. Okay.
Griff.
That's right.
Clancy Brown.
I gotta look Clancy Brown. It's been so long since I've seen that.
He was in a lot of other stuff too, I think.
Yeah.
He walks into the church, says to the nuns, "Hello, ladies."
Right. That's right.
Or "Happy Halloween, ladies," or whatever he said. It was funny.
I know that face now. You're right. Yeah, he's been in so much stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He's 65 now.
Wow.
Born January 5th, 1959 in Ohio. Interesting.
Kurt says Mormon Lake. That's just outside of Flagstaff. Actually, I don't think there's a lake in Lake Mormon.
Huh. They shot a movie on a lake in Arizona called Piranha 3D back in 2010. Greg did the effects on. Yeah, partially there. It was funny, man. There was a scene. Did you see that movie?
No.
Piranha 3D? Oh, man.
You know what? It does sound familiar.
It was a while.
No, I think I did see that one.
Yeah, it was gory as hell, but it was like a comedy. It was like a throwback to the 80s horror movie where there's TNA and gore and laughs. And Jerry O'Connell played a guy like a Girls Gone Wild videographer. He gets his comeuppance. And
sure,
it was so funny. A piranha actually chews off his pecker and then spits it out in the movie in 3D. Obvious prosthetic, but it was hilarious. Like that was his comeuppance for being a douchebag. I'm sorry.
Even a piranha.
I'm taking your show into the gutter a little bit. I'm sorry, but they shot that movie in Arizona partially on a lake. I can't remember the lake. And the guy from Jaws, Richard Dreyfuss.
Dreyfuss. Okay.
Yeah, he had a scene where he's an earthquake releases the piranha like from the bottom of a lake, and he's fishing in this lake, and he gets like in a whirlpool, and he's a funny little scene. And the guy Doc Brown from Back to the Future's in it, and
Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah. Christopher Lloyd, yeah, from Taxi and everything, and
okay. Reverend Jim.
Yeah, Reverend Jim, and Elizabeth Shue's in it too, playing a cop. I mean, it had a great cast, you know. But I have that on Blu-ray in 3D. It's a damn funny movie. But
I like Jerry O'Connell in Sliders.
Yeah.
That was I love the shit out of that series when that was on.
Yeah. He's in some CBS talk show, The Talkers, and he's hosting a game show these days, Pictionary. Anyway.
Yeah, he started young, man. I mean, Stand By Me.
That's it. When he was fat. I mean, no offense to, you know.
Heavier.
Yeah, he was heavier. That's the right way to say it. Yep.
Yeah, he was a little chunky kid in Stand By Me.
I'm trying to find my Piranha 3D just to show your audience the movie poster. I have it here. Hang on, let me find that thing. I think it's right here.
Wow, we're over 2 hours. Right on.
Here it is. I'm getting a glare, but I've got a terrible glare. Okay. Yeah, that's Piranha 3D.
I do remember that.
Back. You can't really see it. There, you see Jerry right there. See him getting eaten up by the piranha?
Yeah. The second picture.
It's a great little flick. If you like that sort of stuff.
Anita, have you I'm just gonna address this real quick. Have you started drawing? Have you tried drawing? Have you gotten there yet? Anita in chat does some amazing artwork.
Wow.
Here, I gotta pull this off the wall real quick. This is one of her drawings. This is on a mouse pad.
Wow.
You know, what else?
Bigfoot. It reminds me of Chacha from Land of the Lost or something, but that's awesome.
Chaka.
That's it. Mm-hmm. I got like a mind of a child, I swear.
This was another one. This is like her.
That was a Christmas card.
Yeah, this was a Christmas card. It's sort of her Steven Tyler Bigfoot.
That's amazing. I like the action arrows you put, or the the lines. That's cool.
Yeah, she's amazing talent.
Wow.
A lot of talented people around.
There are.
Anita, you rock. How long have you guys been doing the show on YouTube?
What's that?
How long have you been doing the show on YouTube?
It's going on 4
years.
years.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you start it? What was you just wanted to talk about
I
Bigfoot
was
or
drunk. No, I don't. No, you know what?
It's in the name of the show.
I got involved with the community just by chance. I happened to stumble upon a channel called Sasquatch Chronicles, and at first I was like, it's just firsthand encounters, stories being told on this channel. And at first I was like, Bigfoot? What, are you kidding me? Like, what is this shit? I started listening and first 10, I'm like, oh, come on, really? Is this shit true? Or like, what's going on here? And then now after thousands of, stories, I got hooked, but I got into it, and then I found a show that had a live chat. I was like, wait, live? You can go into chats? And like, holy shit.
There's other people.
I didn't know people did lives. I didn't know I was that new to this. So I just got into a live chat, and I started moderating for other channels, all these different channels. And one day I went on Bigfoot Odyssey. I happened to go on live with Carrie Arnold. And I had never been on YouTube before. I'd never, he was looking for people to come on. I said, oh, okay, I'll do it. And I was like, after that, I was like, you know what? I think I want to do this. I think I can do this. And
you got the bug. Yeah.
So I started off where I would do pre-recorded videos. I do interviews, mostly phone interviews. And I did that for like 17 episodes. And then I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this like this. I want to do live. So I started doing live shows. So for almost 4 years, I guess the live shows is almost 4 years.
It's been almost 4 years for the live.
Yeah, twice a week.
2 hours.
2 hours, a night.
I'm moving around my schedule.
What's
cool.
that?
I'm moving around my schedule to watch you guys because there's another show earlier on Thursday. That's why I was late. So I'm going to give you priority.
No,
and I'm going to push.
That.
I'll still watch, not their whole show, like the start of their show. And then when you come on, I'll come here to see what you've got to say.
Yeah, I wanted, because listening to all these stories and being a moderator and meeting all these people, I started to think that why are these people here? What is their story? Everybody in chat, like what's, night after night after night, it's the same people, different shows, but they're there all the time. Everybody's got to have a story. So that's why I created this and called it Why the Fascination? WTF. So I could hear about the people in my chat, hear from them, and it's been great.
I say it all the time. Everybody has a story, and it doesn't have to be Bigfoot.
Yeah,
paranormal.
Like I have paranormal experiences. I've never seen a UFO, and I've never seen a Bigfoot, but I've had paranormal experiences. So I figured, if I believe in that, then why not give Flesh and Blood a chance as far as Bigfoot goes? And it's been fascinating. It's it's, to me, I think it's more romantic. I think I like the mystery of it. I want it to exist. So here we are. I was like, let's do this, and I started it by myself. And later on, I took on a co-host, Iron Dogger, Jackie, and she moved on. and I did it again by myself for a long time. Stevie would sit by me, you know.
I was
she
always
would,
there
in the background making
I was always
comments,
in the
you know.
background,
So
sitting right
finally,
beside him. I was just off camera and
finally, I was like, you know what?
keeping quiet for the most part.
Do you want to do the co-host? And she's like, yeah. So
I'm like, might as well. I'm here every night and all the time, so might as well jump on.
You have good chemistry together from what I've seen, and that's cool. So you started it like during COVID, I guess, 4 years ago, right? Like when that was all going on, the big
just
lockdown.
at the beginning of it, I started the show, the channel. But for probably a year or two before that, maybe I was moderating, and
that's where I met him, was in chat all those years ago. I'd see him in a chat in different channels. I'd go from channel to channel and see him in there, and we'd always talk, we'd always speak, and then I saw him when he did his first live on Bigfoot Odyssey. And I was like, oh, check him out. You know, I ended up, his big thing in the beginning was, send me your story or reach out. Here's my email. He posted it. And so I wrote him an email. It was like 3 months I didn't hear from him. I'm like, dick,
I don't remember the email.
And then one day I'm at work and all of a sudden my phone rings. I look, it's a messenger call and it's him. And I'm like, 3 months? No, I'm just kidding. Fuck you want now, No. No, we started talking on the phone, and we've been best friends ever since.
Yeah.
And you're right about the community. I met this lady recently, Sarah, in Southern California. My Flock, she was in chat, and so nice, welcoming, and like she made me her co-host on her show. Like, and it's amazing. Just the nice people. To your point, that you connect. It's a great community on YouTube.
Judy, good night.
I'm scaring everyone off, or it's just that time.
No, it's that time. Actually, we're 2 hours and 16 minutes. We go like 2 hours normally.
Mr. Lee said Stephanie and Sandra Piper were the first to welcome me to chat. Sandra Piper was the first to welcome me to chat years ago. Yeah,
that's awesome.
No,
Sharon says, "Yep, I've been here from the beginning."
Yeah, there's so many people that have been here from the beginning that they're family. We've had the privilege to meet a few, going out campouts and conferences and stuff. And I love putting a face to the name that we've grown to love for so many years. It's so cool to meet everybody.
See, I meet people and then end up feeding them.
Yeah. Right.
Anita left, didn't she? Darn, I was going to say, I created a character that Marvel Comics stole when I was 13 years old called Madcap. They had a promotion where they here, I'll show you. It's called I won't start a big long thing because you're trying to wind down. This was called the Marvel Tryout Book. You don't have to make it big. You can see it good enough. And it was just this oversized thing where they were going to pick and hire a Marvel penciler, inker, letterer, colorist based on submissions from this book. You complete pages and mail it in.
The storyboard.
Yeah,
exactly. A storyboard. And after that was over, they picked this guy, Mark Bagwell, to be a penciler. I won't name the list. They picked their winners, but they said afterwards, if you have submissions, send them to us. You'll be treated just like a real Marvel employee. You'll get credit, compensation. And I created a character I called Happy. He was a demented happy face. And he was yellow, purple costume. And I did a full page drawing, mailed it in. And around that time, before I submitted the character, they printed one of my little letters in this issue of Hulk 296.
Okay.
And anyway, so the point is, there's a history of me mailing stuff to Marvel. So I had all the reason in the world to trust them. And so I created a character who could drive people insane by staring at them. And he was called Happy, a demented happy face. And so they changed the name to Madcap and put a hat on him, but the rest was identical. I did a full page drawing. I said, here's what this guy can do. Here's his powers. And they debuted him a few months later in Captain America issue, I think 307. And they had it where a gun would drive people insane. And then the 2 issues later, they brought him back in issue 309 and the gun gets broken. And the guy he's attacking says, oh, you can't hurt me because your gun's broken. He goes, oh, the gun? I don't need the gun. I can just stare at you. And then I'm like, so they slowly took everything. And this guy who was credited was Mark Gruenwald, and he sadly died in 1996. But the artist is still alive, who's credited of creating the character Paul Neary. I've never sought him out, but Jim Shooter, the head of Marvel, admitted to me 2 years ago, face to face in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Yeah, I told my guys not to do that. And but he was the guy in the ads, Jim Shooter, saying, please send us your artwork, send us your ideas. We will compensate you. And I talked to a lawyer a few years ago, and he said, there's a statute of limitations, but since you were a minor, I think I can get around that. And I didn't really pursue it. I'm not the suing kind. But now Madcap is rumored to be in Deadpool movies, and the character had a comeback in recent years in the comics, and there's merchandising. That's big money. So I'm like,
oh yeah, that's a lot of money.
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, I may revisit this, but I'm a fan. I mean, as long as they gave me credit, I wouldn't necessarily want a percentage of the merchandising. I'm not a jerk. Just give credit where credit's due. That's all.
But you're also not a fool, so
Exactly.
Right. Well, my parents told me when I was a kid, be flattered. My mom was like, hey, I think that's great that they liked your idea so much they used it. I said, but that's besides the point. And my best friend, or my best friend at the time, Danny, he's a witness. I have Jeff. I have 3 witnesses that saw me create this. I have artwork still from back then. This is ancient history. I was 13 at the time, but
Well, it's funny.
You can prove it.
when I was 13, I had braces, and we went through Fairleigh Dickinson University, their dental school. So they had a lot of student orthodontists, a lot of students that did the work. And this one guy that was my student that would work on me. His name was David, but he was a comedian, and he did shows for the morning show with the New York radio station Z100. And one day I came in with this idea for a skit, and he ran with it. I was 13 years old and throwing this guy, material, and I heard it on the radio.
Oh no! Z100.
Yeah.
We had Z93 in Atlanta. That's infuriating. Well, were you honored at first, or were you like, this is bull crap?
No, I was thrilled. I was like, that's mine. Fucking A. Never got the credit, and he even said, don't tell anybody. I said, no problem. It was,
Oh, okay. So it was a mutually acceptable thing.
It was a comedic musical skit type deal, or
Wow. That's pretty neat.
I kind of rewrote a Hall & Oates song. Well, I didn't rewrite it. It was that movie, that song "Out of Touch." Hall & Oates, "Out of Touch."
Out of touch, out of time. Yeah.
I applied it to a new phone service that sucked. So
like Sprint
AT&T or whatever.
Yeah.
And
MCI,
whatever it was, but. Or an answer machine, whatever it was, he ran with it, and I heard it on the radio, and I was just like, oh, that's so cool,
That really is neat, but you deserve compensation.
Yeah.
I sound like a lawyer. My friend Danny said, there was a big credo that Stan Lee came up with: with great power comes great responsibility. And Danny says, Stan would never have done that to you, man. You're taken from a kid, 13 at the time, and profiting. Anyway, enough said about that, but he gets more mad than I do, my friend.
Oh yeah. Anyway. But on that note, we are going to wrap this up. Chance, thanks for coming to hang out.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you being so nice to me, and I'm going to plug you on my show every week now. At the end, I do a little shout out for what it's worth. I mean, you're a bigger channel than mine, but I will do what I can to help y'all because you're so nice. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. And you're more than welcome to return anytime, man. Our door's always open.
Great to see you.
The link is always in chat.
Thank you.
All right, Ed. We'll see you soon.
Later.
Thanks again. Good night.
Good night.
Well, that was cool.
Yeah, that was very cool.
I want to thank the Bigfoot King. Shane, thank you very much for coming to hang out. Definitely good to see you. I'm looking forward to you going to Vancouver.
I can't wait.
Island and doing your investigation.
See what you see.
Mr. Hugh, thank you very much.
Chance, I could talk Walking Dead for days, so thank you for that.
Yeah, right. I saw somebody mention, ask him about The Walking Dead, and I'm like, oh, okay. Because you're there, and I'm like, yeah, we can get a Walking Dead subject going.
Easily. Didn't take much.
Right on. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. I hope you guys had a great time. If you did, hit that like button below. If you're new, subscribe and share and all that fun stuff. Leave some comments.
Leave comments. They're fun.
Leave comments, damn it.
You're right. Chat away here. You can chat just as much there.
It's true.
Sharon, thank you. I'm working on it.
We will see you on Tuesday. Have an amazing weekend.
Be safe.
Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. We love you. Peace and God bless.